Look at that thing. Isn't it cool? I love it. Oh my gosh. Good evening, truckers and friends. It's Sunday, November 5th at 6:57 p.m. I'm getting ready to head up to Rockford to pick up a trailer that's going to Fargo, North Dakota. I've never been to Fargo. I've never been to North Dakota. Granted, it's right over the border. It's hardly in North Dakota, but it's North Dakota. I was supposed to go to Iowa, and then they changed it to Ohio, and now they've changed it. I think technically I was originally supposed to go to North Dakota. Then they changed it to Ohio. You know what? I don't even know what they did. But now I know I'm going to North Dakota. It's been a long weekend. I had about 50 hours at home, which is a lot longer than normal. I don't have to be to North Dakota until Tuesday morning, but at 3 a.m. So I've got plenty of time. My dispatch called me yesterday to tell me about the changes that they made. He also said, "Why aren't you doing 2 weeks out?" I said, "Well, I told them I would do 2 weeks out. I just haven't been doing 2 weeks out." And he said, "Well, let's change that." I was like, "Okay, let's change that." He said, "First of all, you need to stop running your clock out every day and start doing recaps." I was like, "Okay." I, for some reason, don't feel like I'm working hard enough if I don't drive 11 hours a day. I know that's silly, and I know I can't do recaps on if I run my clock out every day, but that's what I have to do in order to stay out for 2 weeks at a time. So that is what's starting this week. I will be staying out for 2 weeks, I believe, if all goes right. But I'm going to run about 8 hours, 45 minutes is what they say. That's what they say. If you want to do recaps, run 8 hours and 45 minutes a day, and then you'll have enough to do recaps and keep going every day. Those of you that do recaps already, do you feel like you're working? I don't know that I'll feel like I'm working very hard. I'm used to running hard, but we're going to try it. I've never done recaps before, but here we go. Anywho, I got to get on the road. I already did my pre-trip, put all my groceries away, put all my clothes away, and I am, I'm driving in the dark, so I got like jammies on. I don't normally do that. I will still wear my steel-toed boots, I promise you that. But I normally am wearing jeans and my work shirt, but tonight I was like, I just don't feel it. I don't feel it. I'm going to wear my stretchy pants and my sweatshirt, and we're going for it. I'm not going to see anybody. There's probably not going to be anybody at the shop, so I'm going to hit the road. All right, y'all, let's go. Good morning, truckers and friends. It's Tuesday, November 7th at 2:30 in the morning. I am in Fargo, North Dakota. I just spent the night at the Loves right here in Fargo, and I'm headed to my first stop of the day, which is about 5 more minutes up the road. It's 35 degrees out and a little cloudy. I think it's supposed to warm up today, so I'm not going to worry too much about icy roads or anything like that. We got to get afternoon and it looks like it's almost evening. Well, it's 3:30, and I guess here the sun's setting at 5 o'clock tonight. So we're getting close. I am in North Dakota. I'm on I-29 headed southbound. I already did my delivery and my pickup, and I'm headed back to the Illinois area. Hopefully I'm going to be able to make it home tonight to take my 10-hour break. And then from there, I'm headed to Ohio to deliver this load of sunflower seeds. It's 39 degrees and it's been kind of moist and misty all day here. I got here to North Dakota yesterday into Fargo at like noon yesterday and had to sit at Love's. Took my 10-hour break. It was more like, I don't know, 14 hours or something, because my load didn't deliver until 3 a.m. So I left Love's at 2:30, and after that I came up here to this rest area right here on the left, on the northbound side, and I sat there for another 7.5 hours after my delivery this morning, because this pickup I wasn't due in there until 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then I got there and they said, well, we're running behind, so it's going to be another hour and a half before we get you in the dock. And it was. They got me loaded up pretty quick once I got in the dock. I just left there a little bit ago. Pretty heavy. I got like 42,000 pounds on the trailer. But it's been kind of crappy weather up here. I was hoping it would be clear because I heard that you could see the Aurora Borealis, or the northern lights. Sadly, it's been cloudy since I've been here. I've spent a lot of the last 24 hours sitting and waiting. And there's not much to show here. As you can see, it's kind of boring. I went about 55 miles north of Fargo to pick up this load. And Fargo, if you don't know, it's right there at the corner. So it wasn't too far into North Dakota that I've been. There's some patches of snow up here. The roads were a little slick this morning when I was traveling up this direction. And I'm glad it doesn't seem to be right now. But it's 39 degrees and I believe that temperature is going to be dropping. Well, after bragging about never having an inspection, I got pulled in for an inspection. I was overweight on my tandems because I hadn't pulled in to get a scale ticket yet. So, the officer's in his car right now, pulling up on my logs. Wish me luck. I'll let you know how it goes. So, I just had a level 3 inspection, which means it was only on me and not the truck, which is fine. I have a spotless record, so I think that helped, but I did get a warning. For my tandems being overweight, I had not yet stopped to scale, which I should have gone out of my way to find a scale, but I didn't. I was going to stop at one up here on 94. Now, don't even know why I wasn't even thinking about the scales on the border, which is dumb because they always are there and I knew it. So my own fault, but he did give me a warning and everything else was good, I guess. He did let me readjust the tandems and then I went back over the scale and they were fine that time. That was nerve-wracking, you guys. I've never been through that before. I've never had an inspection of any kind, level 1, 2, or 3, or whatever else there is. I don't even know, in all the years that I've been driving. And I'm just going to tell you, that's very scary. I didn't know what he was going to actually do until he came back out of his car. I gave him all my paperwork. He did the log thing on my phone. And from there, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. He was like, I'm going to go to my car. I'll be right back. I was like, okay. So I sat there and I waited. He said, before he went back into his car, he said, go ahead and adjust your tandems while I'm doing this and get a head start on it. I was like, okay. And then for some reason I had a mental block and I couldn't remember which way I needed to move the tandems. After all these years, I was like, what do I do? What do I do? I can't remember. Do I move them backward? Do I move them forward? I'm like, just calm down, take a deep breath, and think. So I went back there and I hit the button on the tandems so I could move them, and then I came back up here. I should have known better. I moved them all the way to the front while I was at the last stop, and I know that's not the case. Some people are like, oh, if it's heavy, just move them all the way to the front. No, that's not the case, and I just proved it. So I've had them moved all the way to the front, and then I came up here and I calculated it, and then I went back, counted how many holes I needed to move, which was, how many did I need to move? Like 7, I think. No, 14. I was over by 2,200 pounds on the tandems. So I moved them 14 holes and got it right the first time going over the scale. Had I had my head out of my booty, I should have known better than to move them all the way to the front. So that should be a lesson for myself and for any of you watching out there. Don't put off getting scaled. Just do it. As soon as you leave your shipper, just get it done. It could have been a bigger deal than it was. So I've learned my lesson. I will not put it off any longer, especially if you know you're crossing over a border into a different state, because this one wasn't closed. I've been driving nights. They're usually all closed lately. And then I have a pre-pass, but that one didn't have the pre-pass thing. So it said all trucks, when the lights were flashing, all trucks must enter. I was like, oh crap. That teaches me. That teaches me a big lesson, and let it teach you a lesson too. It ain't no game. They could get you good. So I'm glad he was nice enough to let me readjust them and just gave me a warning, because 2,200 pounds is a lot. Thankfully, I wasn't overweight on the entire truck. It was just the tandems. And I'm not going to let that ever happen again. Don't let that happen to you either. Just do it. I was like, it'll be all right. I should be able to make it to Menominee. And no, I should not have done that. Dummy. I'm a dummy sometimes. But I learned a lesson. I learned a very good lesson. I'm not playing games no more. I will get my scale tickets as soon as possible and not put it off anymore. No matter what. Oh, you guys. Alright, y'all. I'm going to get off of here. And I just need to breathe for a while. I'm pulling in to get fuel at the Loves. In Menominee. Phenomenal. Every time. Phenomenal. How could you not? How could you not do that going into Menominee? Menominee. Menominee. Phenomenal. 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 Look at this person out here being healthy and walking. Good for you, boo. Good for you. I wish I had that much motivation. Oh, he's got his coffee cup in his hand. He's just going for some coffee. Just going for some coffee. I am very, very low on fuel. So, I'm glad we made it. We made it to the fuel stop. Got to get me coffee. Got to get me some fuel. I've been drinking a lot more coffee. I was a coffee, like I hated coffee. Hated it. The only thing I liked about coffee was the smell. And now I am starting to crave it. How did that happen? I did not like coffee before. But here we are, craving coffee. Looking forward to it. Let's do this. But not before pulling up out of the fuel island. Don't sit here and get your coffee. Pull your sweet little booty up. Get out of the way so the next driver can get in. I done messed up my mirrors apparently. Oopsies. Okay, so I moved up out of the way. I have to put myself in on duty. Okay, so I put myself in on duty now. I didn't do it while I was at the rest area because I still had a half hour left on my 10-hour clock. Had I waited to put myself in on duty at my 10 hours, I still would have had to do my pre-trip and take a half hour additional time there. So I figured I would put myself in personal conveyance because I was only literally 3 minutes up the road at the rest area. So I put myself in personal conveyance for my last half hour of off duty. Got here. I probably could have put myself in on duty about 6 minutes ago. I've been off now for 10 hours and 6 minutes, but now I'm on duty. So I've already done my pre-trip. I did my pre-trip at the rest area. I know you're not supposed to, but I'm pretty sure everybody does. I was wide awake. Couldn't sleep anymore anyway, so I might as well do my pre-trip. Did my pre-trip. It was daylight out already. It's an ugly daylight, but it's daylight. So I did my pre-trip at the rest area, got here, got fuel on personal conveyance, and now I have clicked into on duty, not driving, and I'm going to run around, kick the tires one more time just to make sure. I'm only 3 miles up the road from where I was before. It doesn't hurt to do it again. 3 miles or not 3 miles. Every time you stop, you should be checking everything under the truck quickly. It doesn't have to be a complete full pre-trip, like making sure your truck is in good working condition for every trip on the road, whether it's 3 miles up the road or 300 miles up the road. Whenever you stop, look at your truck. Anyway, I'm going in to get coffee because maybe my brain will work better. Anyway, I got to sit here for like another 20 minutes probably to finish up my pre-trip time. Like I said, already done it. I'm not going to sit here. Once I go in and get my coffee, I will move the truck. There's plenty of parking spots. I'm not going to take the spot up. There's not very many people. Well, there's somebody behind me now. You know what? I might just pull in right here and get out of the way. I show you. Come on. I'm just going to pull it in right here, right across from the fuel island, because I don't want to be in the way. There was somebody that pulled up right behind me, so I'm just going to get out of the way, and then I can go in and get my coffee. I don't have to hurry. I don't have to worry about my on-duty not driving time. I gotta get out the way anyway. I hope I didn't put myself in drive mode just then, but either way, oh, that will suck. That will suck. My tandems are really far back for this load, and this is the load that I had when I got pulled in for the inspection. I can't drive apparently this morning. I need coffee or something. Get in there, truck. Get in there. Thankfully, I did not put myself into drive mode, but I'm going in to get my coffee and do all the things. And there's a man over here playing with his German Shepherd at the dog park. He's kind of cute. He's like the police dog. He's a cutie. Very good with his owner. There he is. There he is. Isn't he pretty? So, what in the world is Love's thinking? It should be rush hour. It's 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, November 8th. And they're out of creamer. Both French vanilla and regular half and half creamer. They're out of both machines. They're about to have some cranky truck drivers on their hands. I was like, oh, excuse me, did you know all your creamers are out? They're like, yeah, we know. I guess maybe they're waiting for a shipment or something, but this is not the place to run out of creamer. I promise you. Or coffee. Or coffee. Don't run out of creamer. Don't run out of coffee. Not at a truck stop. That should be a sin. If I'm going to sit here and jabberjaw, I might as well put my microphone in. Anyway, I got half of the house brand, whatever their coffee is, the mild house coffee, and then I put the other half of the cappuccino, white chocolate cappuccino in there to sweeten it up. And that, my friends, is what I call fluffy coffee. And I also put some chocolate syrup in there because it still tasted like crap. Check your coffee before you walk out. You'll be sad if you get in your truck and it tastes like poop. Believe me, you don't want no coffee that tastes like poop. Because that's a long ride down the road, having coffee that tastes like poop. Truckers and friends, it is Thursday morning, November 9th at 7:39 a.m. Eastern Time. I am eastbound on 74 in Indiana. I just made it through Indianapolis, and believe it or not, Didn't get stuck in any Indy traffic. It's a miracle. It is a miracle. There was bad traffic on the northbound side and the westbound side of the roads I was on, but I flew right through there. I finally got my dispatch for what I'm doing after here. I'm picking up a load in Ohio. Can't remember where right now, but I'm picking up another load in Ohio, which is farther northwest from where I'm going to be in Waverly. And I'm taking it to Wooddale, Illinois, where after I deliver that, I'm picking up another load in Wooddale, Illinois, and I'm taking it to Houston, Texas. And yes, it's Thursday, and they got me staying out for 2 weeks. This week I've been concentrating on doing recaps and running about 8 hours and 45 minutes. So I can recap my days and not have to do a restart on the weekends, and then I can just keep driving, keep trucking along. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I get to go down to Houston again. I've only been there that one other time. And maybe it'll be warmer down there than it is up here. It's 54 degrees. So it's not too bad today. It was nice all night. I didn't have to run the heater. I didn't have to run the truck. Nothing. It was beautiful. I just got onto 74 East where 275 and 74 splits. Heading eastbound on 74 in Ohio. Heading towards Cincinnati. Exit 11 right here. Ooh, did you see that? Almost didn't get it. I almost didn't get it. I had a feeling. I go through these old little farm towns. I knew there'd be a car somewhere, and I found it. I just almost missed it. That driver was staring out his window at me. You got your radio on, girly? No, I do not. This is really how you do. How do you answer that? Like, what the heck? Do you got your radio on, girly? What should I have said? Yes, I do, little boy. It is 60 degrees out on Thursday, November 9th. It's a beautiful day out here in Ohio. Coming up into Amish towns. Why wouldn't they build the sides a little wider for the Amish buggies and stuff? That just doesn't make any sense. Like, you can see the tracks from the buggies out here in the road. They should have made it wider so they weren't in any danger out here. I've seen an accident with an Amish buggy and a horse, and the horse must have been okay because he was running across the field like, I don't know, a half a mile out in the field, the cornfield. He just took off. Probably scared to death. It looked like everybody was okay, but man, that had to be scary. I was in Wisconsin on 80. I just got finished being loaded. I've been here since 3 o'clock this afternoon. And I'm gonna pin so I can move my tandems. Not even a full load. And then we close her up. Nine 356. Sealed, sealed, sealed. So I was told I can park down here for the rest of my 10-hour break. So I'm looking for a good quiet spot. I got my TV up and I got it right where I wanted it. Hello, feet. I haven't driven down the road with it yet. It is hanging by those hooks. I put a towel underneath the hooks so it's tighter. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it's going to be going down the road. I have to stop and get fuel on my way out of here tomorrow. I might just leave it up and see how it does for a short trip. I have a feeling it's going to be squeaky or making weird noises or bouncing around too much, but I don't know. I need to try it. I won't know till I try it. So that's what's going to happen this morning. I am only going to be here for about another 3.5 to 4 hours. I've spent 6 hours here getting loaded. So I put myself in off duty. I've got about 3.5 to 4 hours left to go of my 10-hour break. And then I'm going to hit the road at like 1 o'clock in the morning. That'll get me to my stop in Wooddale, Illinois tomorrow morning on time, probably about an hour early. And everything will be good. Needless to say, I haven't had any sleep. So I need to shut this darn thing off and go to bed. Even if I get like 3 hours of sleep here, I should be okay for that trip to Wooddale. I have to deliver this in Wooddale, and then I have another pickup in Wooddale, and that's going to Texas. So I'm hoping that tomorrow after I pick up in Wooddale, then I can stop at home before I head to Houston. To take another shower and grab some more food for the truck and maybe wash a load of laundry or something, and then head to Houston. I don't have to be there till Monday morning at 11, so I should have time to stop at home. That's the plan for now. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm in my bed. Do you like my TV box for my... That's my headboard. It's the TV box for my TV. But that's because I don't like losing my pillow down in there. It's a big gaping hole back there. Obviously, it can fit a whole darn TV box in there. But it's fancy. It's fancy because I'm fancy like that. Anyway, good night, y'all. Going through the toll plaza and the Indiana toll road, heading westbound. Good morning, truckers and friends. It is Friday morning at like 7:15, and I'm sitting in a dock in Wooddale making my delivery that I picked up in Ohio yesterday. I spent my 10-hour break there at the dock in Ohio because it took them like 6 hours to load, and it wasn't even a full trailer. Anyway, got here this morning, got here early, and now I'm getting unloaded. They're probably just about done. My next pickup is like 7 minutes away, literally. But I'm not due there till like 2 o'clock this afternoon.